pre-market, came back down and opened up at around $13. We have seen nice, days on CGIX, stock that went from $2, spiked all the way up to $7. These are huge account changing plays. And these have been just so great to play, so much fun to play, and we have been seeing them so consistently, and that's really the best thing about it, guys. So, every single day has been so much fun working with you, and I'm looking forward to finishing out this week with you, seeing what November has left in the tank, and then of course heading over to another crazy December. So again, the more chaos we have, the more craziness we have, the more volume we have, the more money we can make. As long as stocks are moving, if that's up or down, you guys know that we are going to be able to make some nice profit off of it. So, good morning, happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Deckmar Trades. What a month it has been so far, as I have not had a red day in over 2 weeks now. We are consistently seeing spikes and supernovas nearly every day. The real money is being made by not hesitating, trusting yourself, and pulling the trigger. Right now in pre-market, it is a little slower, but we know how fast that can change. We must remember as the week goes on, we will see volume fade out. As Thanksgiving is Thursday, the stock market is closed Thursday, and it's only a half day on Friday. We need to make our money today and tomorrow. So that's basically it for the week, right, guys? As you guys know, the week is basically today and tomorrow. It's a Thursday, the stock market's closed. Friday, it's only a half day, and I'm not going to be here on Fridays. I'll be with family for Thanksgiving. All right. So again, we only have today and tomorrow, and we kind of need to treat today and tomorrow as Thursday and Friday, right? We should be able to see some good volume today. We should be able to see a few good spikes today. We should be able to see some a good activity today. Tomorrow it may start fading out a little bit. Why would tomorrow start fading out a little bit? How many people are staying home for Thanksgiving? How many people go to a family member's house? Some people are, again, have to go on travel around. Some people have to get on planes. Some people have to want to get out of the city. Some people are going to leave work early, right? Tomorrow night I'm driving back to where I grew up in Pennsylvania. You know what? So is every other person in New York City. I'm going to be sitting in a ton of traffic, right? Some people may leave early. If you think about that, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in the stock market, if everyone's traveling around, getting ready for the upcoming holiday, finishing their workday a little bit early, we know what? Stocks run from people. Less people, less activity. Less volume, less money, right? So just like a regular Friday, tomorrow, since we do have a holiday coming on up, the morning should be fine. But as the day progresses, things will probably get a little bit lighter, lighter, and lighter. Okay? So, we do want to make our money today, especially, and then tomorrow we can try to make some quick profit in the morning before things start slowing down before Thanksgiving. Then again, stock market's closed on Thursday, and I will not be here on Friday, but the chat room and the live stream will still be up. All right. As you guys know, today is going to kick off day 2 of our options bootcamp lesson. Day 1 was recorded, and it will be in the video library next week. I look forward to another great day of option talk ahead. So we will do a little bit of a recap on day 1. If you guys were not here, I did again record that. I will put that in the video library most likely next week, and we will make sure that you guys are all caught up with that. But today is going to be day 2 of our options bootcamp lessons. I hope you guys enjoyed day 1 so far, and moving on to our second day, we're getting a little bit more advanced, and we're working our way on up through there. All right. What else do we have going on right here? Well, again, we have our nice, watch list right here. We have a lot of different, options. We have all the news that came out today. We have all our previous top gainers. We did do a brand new back burner list, right? We did a brand new back burner list yesterday, and we have some large float squeeze plays that are stocks that should be slow and steady little climbers. We also have stocks that spiked big last week, all those big supernovas I told you about. So we have a lot of different things that we could be talking about. Stocks that spiked big last week, again, all the ones that went on massive runs. If we don't see any activity, maybe out of the press releases we have, they may come here. Again, we may see them again go to the previous top gainers, or again, we could just see some slow and steady plays today if none of our hot press releases bringing that hype. But we'll get to that in a second. And again, for all you new traders, this is your morning newsletter. You guys should have this in your email. If you guys do not have this in your email, please check your junk/spam mail. But also, again, hit up one-on-one support chat in the bottom right-hand corner. And again, they'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Market briefing. So our market briefing, what do we have here? U.S. stock futures are pointing to a higher open Monday on Wall Street after the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ gained ground on Friday, but still broke multi-week winning streaks. However, in the final trading week of November, monthly gains remain strong. So what we have, if you guys did not see, the SPY was a beast. The SPY hit brand new record highs yesterday. And where are we opening up at? We did come up towards new record highs at around 8:30 this morning. And we should, I don't know, we'll see. We're going to open up right next to these record highs. And it really has just been nearly every single day, new record highs, new record highs, new record highs, right? The SPY has been a beast lately. The stock market, our economy, we have been seeing so much growth over the past month and a half, and a lot of it is just off of optimism on China trade talks, right? That's kind of why we've seen the SPY up so high. We've been seeing so much growth. We've been seeing so much activity, and that's really from China trade talks. But the thing is, we still haven't made any sort of progress, which is a little bit of a scary thing as well. U.S. China trade talk headlines have been keeping investors on their toes. On Sunday, in Chinese territory of Hong Kong, pro democracy candidates won big in local elections in signals that voters supporting the month-long anti government protests that have at times turned violent. All right, so just a little heads up about these U.S. China trade talks. Always keeping investors on their toes, but we really don't have any sort of updates on that right now. Usually, when we get the updates on the U.S. China trade talks, is when we see the biggest moves, the biggest rips, the biggest climbs. Okay, so that's when we usually have, the most activity on the SPY when we see China trade talks. Now, little side note, guys. Little side note a lot of people were asking me and sending me emails saying, Deck, are you doing anything for Black Friday? Are you doing anything for Cyber Monday? Are you doing anything for anything coming on up along those lines? Because I know we have Black Friday, right? We have Cyber Monday coming on up. We are going to be doing something Cyber Monday. Okay, and not only are we going to have the Ultimate Trading course on sale, but if you guys again, want something a little bit cheaper, something a little bit, I'm not going to say easier to follow, but something that you have a little bit more control of. We are going to be selling every single slide for every single bootcamp lesson we have. So every single slide that we have, if that's on options, right? So we're going to be selling the whole entire option bootcamp course, which is a total of 98 different slides walking through how to be an options trader. And we're going to make sure we're going to put it together and we're going to sell every single bootcamp lesson on, again, if that's day 11, breakout chart setup patterns right here, all your breakout chart setups. We're going to sell every single one over on day 1 all the way to 20, right? Day 1 all the way up to 25. So every single thing that you can think of that we've gone over, we're going to give you the opportunity to get the slides for that. And they're not going to be expensive at all. Don't worry. But if you guys, again, want the whole entire options bootcamp where you have the slides, can work your way through the slides, have all the information right there, we're going to give that to you. If you want to have the Ultimate Trading course, every single slide, what you see on YouTube and all the 12 plus that we haven't put on YouTube, you guys will have every single slide that you guys can go through and study. So that's, what we're going to be, giving away for Cyber Monday. So not only are we going to have a 30% sale on our Ultimate Trading course on Cyber Monday, we're also going to be selling the boot camp for options, all 90 slides, and every single lesson that we have gone over for the Ultimate Trading course, the ones you see on YouTube, and also the 12 plus that you guys have not seen on YouTube that we only did in chat. And so that's going to be coming on up, and we'll keep you guys updated on that. But that's going to be our, a nice Cyber Monday sale. So again, very excited about that. We'll probably sell it in bulks of 5. So Ultimate Trading, 1 through 5, and then 5 through 10, 10 through 15, 15 through 20, and 20 through 25. If you guys are interested on that, then the Options Bootcamp, that's going to be going over more of the strategies. Okay, so definitely looking forward to that, and for you guys to have basically that study guide and you guys have access to those slides for life. So that's really cool, and I'm excited to be able to give that to you guys. So let's go over our Deckmart Trades morning watch list, our news, our top gainers, everything that we need to be focused on right now. The big stock that I know you guys are looking at currently is TBLT. Now this is a little baby stock. I went from 15 stocks or 15 cents all the way towards around 37 cents. It's currently sitting at 33 cents. Is there anything else popping off other than TBLT at this time? Well, honestly, not really. we're not really seeing too much activity at this time. A little side note, really quickly, I just see SRNE pop up right here. SRNE was a previous top gainer of yesterday, so I just want to see what that is. It receives a complete response letter from the FDA. Let's see if SRNE. This is a top gainer of yesterday. Ran about 100%. We are seeing a little bit of news come out right now. Look at this, 9:15, getting a pretty big news wave. Everyone, check this out for a second. MIRM conference news again, 8 million float. NBSC upcoming conferences in December. No. CPIX. All right, too much. Again, we had a lot of news just come out right around this 9:16, 9:17 mark. DMPI. What do we have here? DMPI. Oh, this one already came out with this news yesterday. This is a repeat. DMPI coming out with a little bit of a repeat right here. Presents positive interim data, right? So again, they came out with this one yesterday. DMPI. TNXP. This one, not too much yet. TNXP. I thought that was the top gainer. That's actually TBLT. I apologize. So your SNOA just came out with an offering, proposed public offering. So not out offering yet, but proposed a public offering, which should still scare some traders out. See right here, ISDR. Okay, cool. So nothing really too crazy there. Nothing really too crazy there yet. All right, we'll see if we're going to start getting any sort of action, any sort of activity, any sort of big time momentum. All right. So, what do we have? What are we going to be looking at? What are going to be some of the top gainers today? Number one, guys, what we want to be focusing on at the bell is going to be TBLT. Why do we like TBLT? Why do traders like TBLT? What are we focusing on with TBLT? Well, TBLT is currently the number one top gainer of the market. It is number one top gainer at the top of the boards. It's with a 100% gap up currently at this time. The float on the stock is 12 million. Now you may say, Deck, 12 million float, that's a little bit bigger, isn't it? Well, that's not the case, right? The stock is only 30 cents. If it's only 30 cents, traders can buy a huge amount of shares on a stock that's, again, only 30 cents. 12 million float really is not that big at all for a stock that's only 30 cents, right? Now, does TBLT have any sort of news or any credibility for this actual rip, for this actual climb? Because any stock could just be a low price stock with a decent float. Is there anything that's getting it moving? There is, right here at 9 o'clock. Right here at 9 o'clock, it says TBLT storefront achieves a revenue of $1.8 million, right? So again, that's a very nice revenue to have. If we look over on our keywords to look for in hot press releases, again, all you guys should know this and study of this, which I know you guys have before. What's our keywords? Our keywords is going to be a 2-star word right here, achieves or achievement, right? Here's a 2-star words right here at the bottom, achieves or achievement. And we also have a 1-star word, any large sum of money. So we have achieves or achievement, $1.8 million. Immediately, when we see that, we know that this is a decent press release or a good press release that can definitely bring in some volume. So TBLT does have a credibility, does have a decently low float for its current price, and the stock is up currently 106%. Deck, what are your final thoughts about TBLT? I like TBLT. I think if TBLT can hold above 30 cents, then it's going to have good potential. 30 cents is the 50-day moving average. If it falls below 30 cents, that's where that stock's going to start getting a little bit more ugly, as it's going to be tough to get back above that 50-day moving average. So we have a good press release, decent float, good volume, a lot of eyes looking towards it. We have to stay above 30 to 29 cents though. If we don't stay above 30 to 29 cents, again, things could get a little bit more ugly as the stock is below the 50-day moving average and we're not getting as much hype towards it. All right? So let's make sure we stay above that line. Stock is up 93%. So you always got to be careful it doesn't turn into what? A JAN, just a massive red candle. Make sure it doesn't turn into an SAEX, a massive red candle, right? We want to make sure that doesn't happen to us. So make sure, again, the last few days, the number one top gainer has just done what? Has just dumped her right back on down, whoop, and hasn't done anything great. So be careful with the number one top gainers. As long as it stays above 30 cents, you're fine. CCL, excuse me, CCCL. This one just started popping on up right around 9 o'clock. So is there any sort of reason on CCCL? This is 4 million in float, currently up 33% at this time. CCCL is a previous spiker. We do have some previous supernovas on this play. It is right underneath $1, and it also has 200-day moving average at 107. So not only is $1 going to be tough to break, right, over on CCCL, because $1 is the strongest resistance line in penny stocks, We also have 107, which is the 200-day moving average. The stock is 4 million in float, so if the volume moves into it, it could definitely make it happen. CCCL, November 26th, 9 o'clock. CCCL announces progress and its plans to enter the Malaysian market. Okay, so we have progress to enter the Malaysian market. Is that the best press release in the world? Not really, but I mean, progress is always good. Is it a solid press release? Yes. Is it anything that I'm like, whoa, the Malaysian market, progress? No. Again, it's not even like they're even there in the Malaysian market yet, right? So, do I like CCL? I do like how it has spiked in the past. I do like it has a low float. I do like how the stock, has some attention towards it. I don't like how it's underneath $1. I don't like how right when you break $1, you're gonna have the 107 200-day moving average. And I don't like how it's not really the biggest press release in the world. The stock is up 25% because of what? So let's see if it could break through $1 and 107 before we start, jumping the horse on that one. Is that a saying, jumping the horse? I don't know if it is, but you guys kind of get what I'm saying. Uh, so what else do we have going on right here? We have NSPR, right? NSPR at this point. Yeah, you just you just say you just say something confident enough. People are like, hey, that is a saying, right? I'm just gonna start making up sayings throughout the whole entire day. And it's like, oh, guys, you know what they say? NSPR. If the jackrabbit don't fit in the tree, well, then the stockbroker ain't gonna be seeing no green. And they're just like, wait, people say that? All right, as long as you say it with confidence. So what do we have right here? NSPR. What do we have going on next right here? NSPR, this is the number 2 top gainer of the day, right? So NSPR, this is the number 2 top gainer. It was CCCL, but CCCL is starting to fall back on down. So NSPR, this stock is going from 83 cents, spiked up to 138, back down towards around 106. Now, this is one of the lowest float plays, right? This is one of the lowest float plays we have, with 1 million in float. Now, we know the lower the float, the better the rip, the better the spike can be. Now, we look at our previous top gainers, right? We look at stocks that spiked big last week. ARAV, DFFN, KZIA, CGIX, CRTX, MYOV. What does every single one of these plays have in common? Every single one of these plays have in common as they're underneath 5 million in float. As you know, the lower the float, the better the spike. What do we consider low float? Anything that's 1 million, anywhere around that area. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. That's usually a lower float play. The lower the float, the better the spike, the better the rip, the more the chaos, the bigger the supernova can be. The higher you get in on the float, right? The bigger you get on the float, the tougher it is to push, right? So I always say the example, the easiest way to really learn this is just, again, think about it as throwing a ball, right? You guys have seen this example a million times. A million one doesn't hurt. Again, if that's you right here having the time of your life saying, woo, Decky, go long, have a good one. And then you throw this ball to me. How far can you throw a baseball? You can whip that thing like 50, 60, 70 yards. You can chuck that thing. But this is a low float stock, right? You guys are, throwing a low float stock. You can throw it really far. But what if, again, the stock is 100 million in float? So this would be like 1 million, right? Now, what would a 100 million in float look like? 100 million float is much bigger. That's basically where we have this boulder right here. It's no longer a baseball. Can you throw a boulder? This is where, again, you kind of have like your back against the wall. You're like, trying to push this thing on up. Yeah, your arms wrapped around it, on each side, and just trying to, push this thing and going, this is so tough, right? So again, that's 100 million float compared to 1 million in float. The lower the float, the easier it is for the stock to get thrown around. So again, that's what leads to those nice supernovas. That's what leads to those nice rips. So whenever we see these low float plays right here, right? Whenever we see these low float plays right here, that's when we see the great spikes. That's when we see that great big activity, right? So you always want to be looking for the low float plays, as those are going to be something you always want to watch out for 100%, especially because the past 6 top gainers we saw have all been low float around this area. So these are the ones we need to focus on. The other last one, a little sign it real quick. The previous top gainer that did do very well, that had a big float, was NSPR SRNE. SRNE yesterday. Just a little sign note. This was a very slow and steady play. That's how you can think of, again, these very big floats. The bigger the float, the longer it takes to move, right? It's like in slow mo. Like the stock went from 223, and it took 6 hours to go all the way up to $3. So the stock moved like 90 cents, but it took all day. So it's still going. It went on a nice move right here. You could see, there was a nice green candle right here. We had a nice about dollar climb, but it took 6 hours for that to do. A lot of times with these low float plays, NSPR went from 82 cents all the way to $1.40 in about 10 minutes, right? So, that's why we get a little bit more of the chaos. Now, is there any good reason on why we should even be looking at NSPR? Is there anything that, is 100%, what we're really enjoying here? Well, this stock came out with updated positive data, but they're presenting it at V 2019. I say this a lot, guys. When a stock, again, it comes out with data, that's great. But not when we say we're going to present it. When we present it at an expo, a seminar, a couple presentations coming on up, at a meeting, it kind of hurts the press release a lot. And I, tell you guys this a lot, and we'll see a stock spike on up and dump on down. There's a big difference than seeing NSPR that says we have updated positive CGAR that they're going to present in V 2019 compared to like what came out on like MYOV that says, we have 97% response rate on our phase 3. Here's the actual results, right? So there's a big difference between these two. So NSPR is a low float play, is the number 2 top gainer. You can see it's fading off. Do I think the mob could possibly run into this play? Yes, but at the same time, I think again we definitely want to be smart on this. So TBLT, we like it, we don't love it. NSPR, we like it, we don't love it. CCCL, we like it, we don't love it. I mean, again, there's nothing really gapping up right here that I'm absolutely in love with at this time. So what do I think we should be watching? I know it's 9:28 right now. We only got about a minute and a half right here. I think again some little sleeper picks. Let's see if KERN could get any sort of activity. KERN did come out with a press release talking about making an $18 million investment. I also think again we should keep our eyes peeled on SLS. SLS, guys, has a really good chart setup for a possible big time breakout. If SLS ever started breaking, let's say like 450-ish or so, I think that's low on the RSI and could possibly spike really good. It is also about a 4 million in float stock. They had a press release this morning, an 8K that came out that said that they just got they're compliant with the Nasdaq, and I think that could possibly bring in a little bit of hype. I'm not seeing any sort of massive press releases this morning. A lot of it is going to come down to the high of the day momentum scanner, seeing what stocks come out on the high of the day momentum scanner. I know a lot of you guys, we can't forget about it. CCXI was the best top gainer last night. CCXI, guys, this stock did go from $8 all the way up to $35. Why did the stock go on such a big time move? Well, it had the same exact press release as KRTX, the stock that went on a $100 climb. The same press release of MYOV, the stock that went on about a $15 climb. CCXI came out with positive phase 3 data. The only reason we're not really looking too much at CCXI right now is just because the stock hasn't done anything in about the past, 4 hours now. Since last night and after hours to this morning, we haven't seen much volume. We'll keep it on watch to see if it can start getting that spike at the start of the day, but I'm not seeing too much right there. What am I doing at this moment? I'm currently sitting on my hands, waiting to see if volume's going to move in, and then we'll go from there. So I am not in anything at this time, guys. I am not in anything at this time, but I am watching to see if we are going to see any sort of hype, any sort of momentum, any sort of activity, anything along these lines to start getting that big time potential towards these plays. But right now I'm just sitting on my hands, waiting to see where that big time volume is going to be moving into next. We have the high of the day momentum scanner right here, which picks up every single stock that hits the high of the day. For me, it may be a little bit of a 20 count day. I'm going to switch over to about a 2-minute time frame so we can see this a little bit better. TBLT is getting some good volume. TBLT getting a little bit of good volume, and I am keeping SLS on my back burner. That didn't really get any sort of volume, and if we have a whole bunch of stocks this morning in pre-market that are gapping up, but we really don't have any sort of strong activity and strong volume, I want to look for maybe a little bit of a sleeper pick. Maybe a stock that maybe a stock that people are aware of, but no one really has touched yet. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Obviously, if I get in on anything, I will 100% tell you. Right now, we are just kind of seeing where the mob's going to go to. The mob stands for the majority of buyers, the MOB, baby, right? The majority of buyers. And we're really looking to see where the mob's going to go to. Where's the majority of buyers going to go to? Where's the volume going to go to? The hype. Because volume equals activity, activity equals profit. right? We don't want to buy a stock that just pops up and crashes on us. We don't want to buy a stock that barely moves and then dumps off on us. We don't want to buy a stock that we hop into and nothing happens. We want to buy stocks that if we hop in, they're going to spike for us, go on nice big rips, go on nice big runs, right? So right now we have CCCL coming up a little bit. Again, issues with CCL, $1, very tough resistance, and then 107, 200-day moving average. That stock had a small press release this morning. Again, a stock that we like, we don't love. Right now, coming up to $1, let's put that up on the top level too so you guys can watch that a little bit. $1 is the strongest resistance line in penny stocks. The majority of stocks, when they hit $1, they do get turned around. A lot of people do sell around that $1 mark, and that is when a lot of stocks do end up falling. I will put NSPR on the bottom level too right now, as NSPR at this time is trying to do what? This stock, quick little pop, but is dropping back back on down. We do have about a 5-cent spread on CCCL. We have about a 2-cent spread over on NSPR. NSPR, guys, is starting to get a little bit of a bearish engulfing candle right here. Right now, we do have a very strong resistance on NSPR as well, right at the 50-day moving average. Look at the daily chart. You know, you see the daily chart right here? Look at that blue line. That's the 50-day moving average. That's going to be holding up as what type of resistance, guys? A detailed resistance line. Notice again, we come up right near that 50-day moving average. Everyone starts locking in their profits. It starts coming back on down. CCCL. CCCL, what happens, guys? CCL ran up to $1. Big upper shadow now at $1. Why is that stock falling on down? $1. What do we call this resistance? This is a natural resistance. It's actually the strongest natural resistance out there in the market. You know, $1, very tough resistance. So let's again keep our eyes peeled. Right now, I'm not in anything because I don't want to put myself in a position just to lose. We got more than enough time, baby. It's only 9:33. Sit back, relax, put on some Jimmy Buffett, and pour yourself a pina colada. All you guys got to do is just wait for that easy play. You don't got to get scared. Don't got to force yourself into a play that's only going to hurt you. You know, a lot of times, you know, we hop into plays when we're not ready, and again, it only hurts us. Right now, CCCL starting to get a little bit of activity. CCCL, guys, just got a nice pop. $1 break just led to a nice move up to 123, about to get halted. Okay, so CCCL just broke through $1. When we break through strong resistance, what usually happens? We see big time volume push on through. So CCCL just popped up on the Holt scanner. We just got halted at this time. So just got halted at this time over on CCCL. So this is the stock right now where volume and activity is starting to push over towards. So we finally have a little bit of the confirmed mob play. And you know, and we'll see if we're going to be able to see any sort of momentum, you know, be able to push this thing on through. So CCCL going from 86 cents up towards 123. It's currently up 64% at this time. If you guys are saying, Deck, what was the news again? Can you just refresh me? No problem. Again, we have right here CCCL. This stock, again, plans to enter the Malaysian market. Again, not really the biggest press release in the world. It plans to enter the Malaysian market. It's like, I feel like all stocks have plans. Every company has plans, don't they? Right? Doesn't every company have plans to do something? Right? So it's not like, I don't think that's the biggest press release in the world, but it is a low float play at 4 million in float, and it is slowly, you know, looking for a little bit of you know, a very nice move right here. So CCCL, we'll see if this stock is able to continue to move on up. Deck, what would be a game plan behind it? Game plan behind CCCL would be A, you buy right after the hold. You buy right after the hold. Where are you looking for the stock to spike? Well, to get a next resistance line, we have to look back at the past chart history. Past chart history would be right here, 129, 130. 129, 130. If you guys look, this is where the stock ran up to, or excuse me, ran up to back in, I believe, March 6th, March 7th, and also March 8th, right? So we had a lot of resistance right here around 130. If it ever broke through 130, it would run up to 135. I don't think this is probably going to get above 135, though, to start with. If it does, I will be very impressed, and that will be showing a lot of strong volume behind it. But these are our two resistance lines currently. These are our two resistance lines, 130 and 135-ish, it looks like. So again, if you guys are, you know, noticing, why am I putting these arrows right here, or where is that resistance line? It goes back to right here, right there, and again, right here. Old support, holds up as resistance, and also old resistance is also going to hold up as resistance. So these are our two resistance lines when we come out on CCCL. Now, if CCCL could just gap up above 130 and 135, that would be great. All right, there's definitely a good amount of mob potential here. And again, what's the mob potential? Majority of buyers. We could see a lot of activity, push on towards this play. If you're saying, Deck, are you getting in on this play? The fact that we're at 123 right here, and we only have room to run until we hit 130, then 135, it's probably not my type of play, just because there's a lot more risk than reward. How do we figure out risk versus reward? Well, how much room do we have to run? Well, our first resistance line coming on up is at 130. That's 7 cents. Even if we break that, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's go 135. 135 is 12 cents. Well, where did we just come from? Where's our main support line? $1. So I have 23 cents to fall. I have 12 cents to profit. And that's giving it the benefit of the doubt going all the way up to 135. So I have about 23 cents to fall. I have 12 cents to profit. Do I have more risk or do I have more reward? I have more risk in my eyes. Now, some of you guys may be saying, well, Deck, the market's been hot. This is November. The supernova times. We could see being a great breakout. We're already seeing bids all the way up towards 130, 140 right now. Hey, I definitely understand that. And again, if you're feeling this play, pull the trigger, look for a 150 touch. That would be great. But again, you guys know me. I'm not really ever going to chase a play. So I'm most likely going to let CCCL pass me by. If it does turn into something massive, that's great. I just always like to balance out my risk versus reward and not put myself in a position just to lose. Right. So right now we're going to see where this comes out at. This is going to be getting unhalted, guys, in 40 seconds. Little side note: we do have CCXI try to pop for a moment. CCXI try to pop for a moment. That's the positive phase 3 stock. So that was the positive phase 3 stock. MOV, trying to get a little bounce play off these bottoms. It fell from $25 to about $19. They're trying to get a little bounce off that bottom. Guys, CCCL should be getting unhalted in 15 seconds. Let's switch over to a 1 minute time frame. Again, 130 and 135 is resistance. It looks like you're going to be gapping up, though, up towards 130, 135. We're having some nice high bids right here. All right, 4 seconds. Here you go, guys, on CCCL. Quick stop losses. Stop losses be at like 130. All right, nice gap up to 139. Okay, that's good news because you're above resistance. Now hold above 135. That's important, right? You want to hold above 135. You gapped up above 135. That's great. Now again, make 135 support. So that's what we're looking for. We look at these level 2s right here. We want to see the bid stay above 135. Again, the bottom support line's 130, but it is starting to give a little bit back right here, right? So again, it's just kind of managing out my risk versus reward. This one's a little bit too risky for me. It's a little too crazy for me at this time. It is profitable. The stock just went from $1 all the way up towards around 137. Let's see if the stock's going to be able to continue to get buyers towards this play, be able to move on up. Right now, it is still being able to climb. 150 touch would be a great target to lock in something. Right now, we are getting some 150 touches, and on top of that, the bids are at 149. If you are in on this play right now, lock in something. I'm not saying lock in everything, lock in a quarter, lock in half, lock in 3/4. 150 is going to be a strong resistance line. Just make sure you're leaving this trade profitable if you're in on this thing. And if you are, congratulations on your profit. That's absolutely awesome. I'm so fired up for you. But, a little bit too much risk for me to kind of kick off my day at 940. But hey, you know what? This one is still trying to hold its gains. Notice again, it's trying to hold right above that 135 mark. So again, we look right here, look where it bouncing at. Look where that lower shadow is, right at 135. So that's past chart history pattern. We have 135 main bounce, and also it came right down to 130 as its other little bounce. So we're nailing our old resistance lines. The good news is, what was the good news about that gap up? Is that it gapped up above 130 and 135. It didn't have to break through it, right? It didn't have to ever break through it. Now it has to just stay above it. Right, so that's the good news for you guys that it gapped up above 130 and 135, so that's why I was able to hold up so well. Now it's trying to turn that into support. If we could break through 150, that would be a great sign for volume. That'd be $540 profit. Woo! So let's see if again this is going to be able to hold on up at all. Shout out to you guys. Awesome work, awesome job. Yesterday, I had a $315 profit. That's what I had. I went 1 for 2 yesterday. Traded twice. I could have actually made upwards around $500. I cut out too early on my second trade. I missed out on about a $200 profit to push me over $500 on the day. but I still had over $300 in profit. So I was happy yesterday. Yesterday was a good day. And then the previous week, I went 5 for 5. The week before that, I went I went 4 for 5, I believe it was. And then this week so far, being able to come out, with some nice profit. So this month has been awesome so far. A lot of big time money, a lot of big time profit. Right now, CCCL getting a little bit weaker, guys. Notice it went through 135 and 130. Crazy legs, $400. Jack Wong, 740. Again, I'm a bad influence right here. Make sure you guys again post those over in profits chat. I want you guys again to be posting your profits, showing them off to the world. But at the same time, we want to keep talk chat, nice and clean. But woohoo, good job, guys. That fires me up more than anything you guys know. Seeing you guys bank. It's like when I make money, it's like great. I'm happy because I'm always going to make money. I don't mean to say that in a cocky manner. It's just I've been doing this for 5 years. I know I can be profitable in the market. It's when I see traders who are just learning how to make money, I get super excited. Because you guys are seeing how much money you can make, and it's just absolutely awesome. So I get so fired up for you. So again, great work so far. Right now, CCCL is the play with the mob. I'm sure we could see a little bit of a mob shift soon. CCXI, again, the stock got a little pop, came right back on down. Right now, CCCL is a little bit jumpy. I'm not in on that play again. A little too much risk for me. A little too much risk for me. I'm just seeing, what could possibly come on up. If you're saying deck, well, if we're not playing, if we're not playing CCCL, what can we play? Is there anything else that's going on? Well, let's go through our morning newsletter, right? Let's go through our morning newsletter. Let's see what we have. Let's see if we have any other plays that can, make us some big time profit right here. And I just want to see. And again, here's our morning newsletter. I don't want to cover up the whole entire screen, so let me just go right here. I'm going to just minimize this, cover up the bottom level too. And let's see what we have. We had news on BPTH. How's BPTH? Right now, nothing on BPTH. Cross that off. CCXI. CCXI, positive phase 3 trials. That stock's falling on down. Okay. KERN. KERN, nothing going on yet, but I do like KERN. If KERN starts popping on up, I might hop in on that one. NSPR. NSPR is still inside this little squeeze pattern. Look at this little doji star in between the 13 EMA, in between that 13 EMA and that 50-day moving average, getting kind of nice and tight in between those two indicators, maybe looking for an explosion in the future. We'll see. SLS. SLS has not done anything yet. I was hoping that stock could spike, but nothing going on with that play. SUNW, not too much. How about our previous top gainers of the day? SRNE. SRNE, nothing. JAN, that stock dumped on off, nothing. MARA, nothing right now on REPT, nothing on MARA. Come on, what do we got here? Where's the volume heading? I know, again, we're heading towards the end of the week, kind of, as, we only have a shortened week. NLTX getting a little bit of volume. Look at NLTX right now, guys. This stock is a newer chart, it looks like. NLTX just came out in August, looking for that $5 break. So look at NLTX. Let's put that on the bottom level too. NLTX, previous top gainer of yesterday, starting to get a little bit of activity. How is NLTX looking with news? Does it have anything? November 26th says it's going to present at Piper Joffrey 31% annual healthcare. Doesn't really mean anything to us, but it does have continuation from yesterday. Right now, again, NLTX still trying to get a little bit of volume. Let's check this out over on Yahoo Finance for a second. CCCL is looking a little bit weaker. CCCL looking a little bit weaker as that stock's coming back down. NLTX starting to pick up a little bit more here, up towards around 525. What's that float? 24 million in float. 24 million. The stock has gone from 430 up to 525 so far over on NLTX. So we have gone on about a $1 move so far on this play. Again, CCCL, guys, starting to give a little bit back right here. You can see it's cracking through its support lines. Halted on the downside. Yeah, CCCL seemed to be probably coming on off now. So CCCL starting to come on down. Had a nice little spike, had a nice rip, but people are locking in their profits. Everyone's doing it at once, leading to some momentum, starting to, drop back on down. I do want to keep my eyes on NLTK, or NLTX, excuse me, as NLTX. This one could definitely get hot, especially if it breaks that 525 mark. Right now, NLTX just actually dropped back down towards 497. All right, let's keep going through our morning newsletter. Let's keep going. How about stocks that spiked last week? Anything setting itself up from last week? AARV, no. DFFN, nothing I'm seeing there. KZIA, got a little too big of a gap up for the mid candle breakout pattern to happen. CGIX, no. KRTX starting to drop on off. MYOV. MYOV, that was the play I made $350 on yesterday. MYOV. Yep, so DIS slowly trying to move on up. Yeah, Disney's been killing it ever since they came out with Disney Plus, right? We'll definitely look to do some. I want to start doing some option trading, maybe possibly tomorrow or next week after we finish up our option lessons in our boot camp course. We'll be having day 2 later on today around 10:30. We did day 1 yesterday. Really fun stuff, a lot of good stuff. Kind of learning a little bit more about fundamentals. I'm going to put DIS on our bottom level 2 right here. DIS is going to be on our bottom level 2 at this moment. CCCL is going to be at the top level 2 right now. Yeah, we're definitely going to get some more option trading in coming up in the near future. So I'm just kind of looking right here, seeing where the hype is, seeing where that momentum is. All right, so right now, DIS slowly trying to move on up. Shout out to everyone who made some quick money over on CCCL so far today. Again, we're only 19 minutes in. I know, again, we get excited. I know we want to hop in on plays. I know we want to make that quick cash. We want to make that quick money. But at the same time, guys, we don't want to put ourselves in positions just to lose. We don't want to put ourselves in positions just to, to hurt ourselves, right? So if, again, you guys did pull the trigger, got in on these plays nice and early, that's absolutely great. I love that. At the same time, if you guys didn't, don't again, fall into FOMO at all. Don't. And what's FOMO? Fear of missing out, right? You need to be able to control your emotions. Sometimes we see traders make money and we feel like we have to hop in, right? We don't have to hop in. There's going to be a million other fish in the sea, right? That's the thing you always need to understand. There's always going to be a million other plays coming on up. So if you miss out on one play, that's absolutely fine. Again, make sure you check out that lesson over on FOMO. That's in the video library. You guys can type in FOMO in the search bar, and you're going to get a lesson about learning about fear of missing out and how you guys can control that fear. All right. I always say stock trading, it's like dating. If one stock is treating you wrongly, if you're not liking one play, hey, there's a million other fish in the sea. No reason to stick with it. But right now, we are just keeping our eyes peeled. Adam, shout out to you, man. Just want to say thank you, Deck. I was able to turn $2,000 to almost $3,000 in November. No losing trade so far. Hey, Adam, shout out to you. That is absolutely awesome. No need to thank me. You are the one who did that. You are the one who made that money. CCCL, big gap down. Gap down towards 108. Right now, trying to hold that 110 mark right now. It's starting to get a little bit more ugly. Down towards around 107, 106. So CCCL, Mom moved into it. Stock went on a great pop, but the moment everyone started selling, this thing came right back on down. Now all the way down towards $1, right? So this was basically a complete mob play that just shot it on up. But I told you, like, that press release wasn't really that good, right? It just says, hey, we're looking to expand into the Malaysian markets. That's like anyone could come out with that press release. It's like I could come out with that press release, be like, "Oh, I'm looking to expand into the Malaysian markets." It's like, what? Why does that lead towards a 84-cent rip to a dollar 50, right? So any company I feel like could come out with that press release. That's not really that big. It's just that CCCL was a low float play. And I feel like a lot of traders didn't see much else, and a lot of people just started running towards that stock. You might get a small little $1 bounce play. Yep, there you go, Mr. Wendell. I've considered expanding into the Malaysian market myself. All right, so we're still looking for kind of that nice mover for us. All right, still looking for that nice move for us. We're still looking for that nice rip. We're still looking for that nice run. Where that volume is, where that activity is going to be heading. We already had the one play, but we haven't, seen too much yet. And again, that's kind of been the issue. So I'm thinking again, we give it some time. I think the mob's going to get a little bored and everyone's going to run to one play. We want to manage our risk versus reward, right? We always want to manage risk versus reward. The reason I didn't hop in on CCCL, as I said, how much room do I have to climb versus how much room do I have to fall, right? That's so important to us. If the stock is at 123 and I see we have strong resistance at 130 and 135, and I don't have strong support until $1, I have 23 cents to fall, 12 cents to climb. I want that opposite. I want 23 cents to climb, 12 cents to fall. Manage your risk versus reward, right? That's so important to do. Check out CPST and make sure I'm not missing anything. CPST slowly trying to move on up. Again, nice little squeeze pattern. I believe someone said that yesterday for a nice little back burner list play. I like it, absolutely. Right? But so again, good job there. Back to what I was saying right here with this risk versus reward. If I buy a stock right here, right? And the red is obviously going to be risk. And I have all this risk right here. I have all this risk, right? And only, this much reward, right? Why would I want to get in on that? Look how much more, risk than I have reward. What I want to get into is what? When I get into a play right here and I have all this reward, right? And I have right here little risk. I want to have much more reward than risk. I don't ever want to have 40 cents of risk, right? For me to hop it on this play with only 10 cents a reward. I want to have 40 cents of reward with maybe 10 cents of risk. We want to make sure odds are in our favor, right? We always want to make sure everything is in our favor, right? I always say, if you ever think, you should never think about the stock market as gambling because we do too much research. We do technical analysis. We do things that you can't do in gambling or anything along those lines, right? I always say, if you want to consider this even close to gambling, you be the house, right? Because at the end of the day, the house always wins. Why does the house always win? Because they have everything in their favor, right? So what can we do to make sure everything is in our favor? Well, we have to have the right entries. We have to have the right exits. We have to play stocks that have good risk versus reward, right? We're not here just throwing money around. It's not us being tourists. We're not here on vacation, right? This is how we make our living. This is how we make our salary, right? So we're the house, right? We're not the person coming down here and just throwing money around. Make sure, again, you have a game plan on what you want to do.